Welcome to another edition of Whiskey, Games, and Nerd Stuff. Today's whiskey is Whistlepig Piggyback 100% Rye, 96 proof, aged 6 years. And today I'm going to go over some random cards that I have in a box that I pulled out of a tote. Let me go ahead and take a sip of today's whiskey. Now, as I've said in prior videos, I'm not the best when it comes to describing the nose, taste, and finish of the whiskeys. I've always kind of been one of those people that if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I am trying to get better or learn how to do this. So I'm trying to appreciate this. When I do smell it, I do kind of get a caramel, maybe even an orange smell. I definitely smell the alcohol. And when I taste it, I get that. It's obviously the spice. I do get some sweet in there, some maple, definitely sweet, spicy maple, maybe even a little bit of a licorice taste in a good way. I'm not a licorice fan. And then I definitely get some honey aftertaste. Now, if I recall correctly, this is one of the less expensive Whistlepig's whiskeys that come out. Most of these tend to be a little bit higher price point. But if I remember correctly, they actually came out with this one to be designed as a higher quality whiskey to mix with drinks. And I know on their website they had a couple drinks on there for this particular one. Of course, your bourbon sour, your rye ball. And they had something called a Dirty Shirley that I'm going to have to try. I have tried the other Whistlepigs and definitely enjoy those. This is the first time I've tried this one. I do like it. You know, it's depending on where you're at, it's that $50 to $60 price point. It's worth the $50 to $60 in my opinion, but I do know that there's other whiskeys in that price point that I enjoy a little bit more, but this is something I enjoy having. Let's go ahead and move our cup over here and go over some of these cards. So these are just some random cards that I have in this box that I pulled out of a tote. And I thought I would go through some of these. So let's see. We've got Goblin Digging Trees. Goblin Hero. Goblin Hero. Festival. And you can see these are pretty good shape. Festival. Erosion, Goblin Digging Team, Giant Shark, Erosion, Deep Water. This one's a little bent, I think. But for the most part, these are all in good shape. They've been sitting in a box. I think the only time, I probably just opened them, put them in a sleeve, and they've been sitting in a box, or more than likely they were open, sitting in a box, and then eventually when people realized that these are worth something, we started to sleeve them. Fisher, Goblin Rock Sled, Goblin Shrier. So again, most of these are going to be commons. There might be some uncommons. Goblins of the Flarg. Mountain Walk, Island Walk, Plains Walk was big in the early onsets. Now, anybody who's looking at these, you do know it's the dark because of the moon. Don't confuse this with the Chronicles that when they reprinted some of these. But you'll be able to tell by the black border, and then also it doesn't have the date on the bottom. I think the Chronicles have that. Inquisition, Land Leeches, Marsh Gash, Marsh Goblins, Miracle Worker, Morale, Pikeman, Riptide, all blue creatures become tapped. Farin Elves. These aren't going to be the most priciest of cards, but just, again, I think I just had them sitting here in this binder. Goblins, Squire, Sunken City, Venom, Word of Binding, X target creatures become tapped. Drowned. Blue creature that regenerates with 1 mana. Ashes to Ashes. Ashes to Ashes removes 2 target non-artifact creatures from the game and does 5 damage to you. That's not bad. 2 big creatures for 5 damage. Marsh Viper. Scavenger Folk. Water Worm. Some more Ashes to Ashes. Looks like there's 2 of them. Bograx. Brainwashed. Carnivorous Plants. Dark Heart or the Wood. So none of these are actually in my sets. I mean, no, they're not in my set binders. So here's something interesting. That is definitely not the Dark. It's probably collector's edition. Yep. And it looks like there's more than 1 card in here. Let's see what's in here. So I've got Animate Artifact. Now what's interesting is the collector's editions, besides the lands, each card is just as rare as any other card in there. Because they put 1 of everything in there. Animate Artifact. Target artifact is now a creature with both power and toughness equal to its casting cost. Retains all its original abilities as well. This will destroy artifacts with 0 casting cost. So that's a pretty good shape. I'm going to go ahead and put this here. I'm going to place that down. So Animate Artifact. Another Animate Artifact. Banish Hero. And you notice on the collector's edition cards, you'll have that gold stamping. Now, it's really hard to find these in good conditions because that gold would flake off, and these pointed edges would get damaged pretty easily. Oh, and 2 mountains. So I'm going to have to add that. For those that have watched, I have a video that has one of my binders with the older lands on it. All right, let's see. What else is there? Yeah, it looks like we have a collector's edition Fire Elemental. A collector's edition's Earth Elemental. Collector's edition Raise Dead. Howl from Beyond. Cursed Land. Rod of Ruin. Soulnet. Tunnel. Wall of Water, and Weakness. So this appears to be some just random stuff in here. All right, let me pull one more out, and then I haven't even touched the bulk of this box. So let's just go ahead and grab one more of these, and we might have to do the rest of this box in a different video. All right, I think I got a beta card in here. Let's take a look. Yeah, I think this is a beta. This is a beta. I believe it's, is it 1 or 2? Phantasmal Terrain. And a Scribe Sprite. And those are 2 beta cards that apparently are mixed in here for some reason. And it looks like I've got a Beta Mountain as well. Didn't even know that was in there. That is interesting. That is definitely going to go into my pauper deck if I still have room for. For those that have watched the videos, is I've on my pauper deck. I'm trying to. It's just a red deck. Red deck wins pauper deck. But what I want to do is have all my lands in there be straight up, just straight up beta lands. And then eventually on my Krenko commander deck, I want to have all beta lands, or I'm either going to go all beta lands or unlimited lands or collector's edition lands. I just haven't decided yet. We still got more to go through the box, but I think I'm going to do that in a second video, and then I can go ahead and maybe do it with a different whiskey or the same whiskey. We'll decide. See how much of this I finish up. I do appreciate everybody watching these videos. I'm trying to get used to the equipment. I know the shadowing there is kind of throwing me off, but I do think this camera is a little bit better. I just got to work on the lighting now. Do appreciate everybody watching these videos. I do also would love it if you guys could like, subscribe, comment on these. It does help the good old metrics on there, the algorithm, to help us grow the channel. I hope everybody likes the fact that I'm kind of rotating. What I'm trying to do is rotate Magic stuff, D&D stuff, games, nerdy stuff, and just kind of keep a solid rotation. To see, I could just do all Magic, I could just do all games, but when I decided to do this channel, I just wanted to do stuff I like, and I like a lot of different things. So once again, I do appreciate it, everybody. Please like, subscribe, comment, and until next time, cheers.